Well, tonight on Buffalo Nightly News, state and federal environmental officials are trying to answer growing questions tonight from the community in the town of Niagara after radioactive hotspots were discovered on several properties. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin. Mary Alice is off tonight. Today, the DEC and the EPA both outlined where the investigation stands and what happens next. Officials say the discovery stemmed from an aerial radiological survey that covered all of Erie and Niagara counties beginning back in 2023. Now, so far, 55 properties in the town of Niagara have been tested. Soil sampling is underway at several homes, and 4 families have temporarily relocated while the agencies continue to test. But the full survey results still have not been released to the public. 20 Side's Dave McKinley went looking for some answers.
Why not release the full radiological survey so everybody in Western New York can look and see whether they have a hot spot in their yard?
Well, this is the reason why, is that when we were going through the data sets, including the aerial data sets and the roadway data sets, if there was a slight undulation, we went ahead, we want to take a closer look. So we went ahead and put a point there for us to take a closer look at. We don't know if there's something there or if it's naturally occurring or it's related to a man-made infrastructure.
Well, the DEC says that it will have staff available at the Calvin Richards Senior Center this Thursday and the next 2 Mondays to answer the community's questions. The state agency also launched a weekday hotline for anyone looking for more information. Well, for the first time since the radioactive hotspots were announced, we are hearing from federal lawmakers on the issue. Congressman Tim Kennedy addressed the matter earlier today when he spoke with reporters. 20 Side's Nate Benson has the latest tonight from our newsroom. Hello, Nate.
Yeah, good evening, Scott. We're getting reaction from lawmakers tonight as the issue of radioactive waste in Niagara County continues to unfold. We learned last night from the governor's office that Governor Hochul actually cannot declare a state Superfund site in the areas that have been identified to contain radioactive material because the state environmental laws say that the site with only contaminated from radionuclides does not trigger a Superfund status. That's why the state is partnering with the federal EPA on the issue and will, quote, move forward under the federal Superfund program. Congressman Tim Kennedy was in Buffalo this afternoon, and we asked him about the radioactive hotspots that have been found in his district.
We are in constant communication on a daily basis to push them along to make sure that they're communicating with the families the way they need to. We have met with some of the impacted families, but this is not new to our community. You know, in so many ways, and especially up in Niagara County, you know, that is the home of Love Canal, where people that lived on contaminated sites got cancer, their children got cancer. They're still dealing with the impact of that horrific environmental catastrophe today. And so we have to stand in this moment in time with the families to make sure that they have everything humanly possible to get through this, and that they are safe, that they're healthy, and that we identify the contaminated sites, get people away from them, and ensure that they're cleaned up as quickly as possible.
Now, I also spoke with New York State Senator Rob Ortt this afternoon. He was also unaware of the state law regarding radioactive material and Superfund status, and he said he'll be looking into changing that during the next legislative session. Officials from the DEC said that they will eventually release the results from that radiological survey, but they want to make sure all the data is verified before releasing it. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
Nate, thank you.